What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the simulator and the channel, Turbo Talon Golf. It is Tuesday, 23 September 2025. Based on my last broadcast, I have been alerted that some people thought I actually was going to quit golfing. No. I'm not going to quit golfing because I went 10 over in the simulator. It's going to be a little harder than that to get rid of me. However, I was notified that I was nominated for a daytime TV award. We'll see how that pans out because apparently I'm a really good actor. Anyway. Blah, 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 blah. What are things I'm supposed to say here? I didn't play yesterday because my body was screaming at me. Looks like we got Hosel Rockets Golf League. Flying Fat Kid and I missed our scramble again. What's new? Oh, the good old Tips Tour. We got Flying Fat Kids Crazy Fun League and Bogey's Backyard Golf League. It is 4 p.m. my time, and I usually eat dinner around 6, so I should be able to get a couple of rounds in. I do need to warm up, though. I'm trying really hard to get the old driver under control. So I looked up some statistics, because I'm a law of averages statistics guy. And I asked Google how many professional golfers there have been total, period, since they started tracking it. And Google said to me, unfortunately, they didn't keep very good statistics, but there have been and currently are something like tens of thousands of current active, basically professional golfers. And I don't know what it means to be a professional golfer. I don't know if it's when you hit a certain handicap. I don't know what that means. I frankly don't care. If that's ever something I'm worried about, my life has taken a drastic turn somewhere and I've become very good at golf. But anyhow, if tens of thousands of people can learn how to hit a straight drive or learn how to make an 8-foot putt or do this or do that or do the other on the golf course, so can I, so can you, so can damn near anybody, okay? I saw a dude on TikTok yesterday who plays he doesn't have the use of his legs, so he plays his whole round from a chair that's mounted to the back of a golf cart. He pulls up to his ball, he hits his ball as you would, and then he moves to his next shot. Right? I'm not saying golf's easy, but it's not impossible. It's not like thousands, tens of thousands of people haven't done this already and learned how to hit driver already and all of that nonsense. Okay? It just takes practice. And I saw another stat, and this may or may not actually be true, but it basically said that a large percentage of people stop golfing before they actually start to get good at it, right? You're chugging along and chugging along and chugging along, and right before your handicap's about to take a nosedive and drop into whatever, you quit. You sell all your stuff, you put your stuff on the marketplace, and you swear off golf. Right? So there's something to be said of tenacity and keeping your nose to the grindstone, which is what I'm going to do. And you guys can be a part of that if you so choose. What else? I should probably start warming up. You don't start warming up with driver. I've noticed 2 places here in the state of Utah where humans have no idea that other humans exist. One of those places is on the road, pretty much anywhere here in Utah, especially as you get closer to a big city such as Salt Lake. And the other place is any airport I've ever been in. Let's get the zoom back. Any airport I have ever been in, there's not a damn person there who is aware of the existence of any other human being on the planet. There you go. So when hitting driver, problems start when your club comes from out to in like this. What are ways you could do that mechanically if my body was made out of like 2x4s with some joints? Ways I could stop that from happening are, let's say keep a neutral stance and have this shoulder way back like this, right? That's going to almost guarantee that I come through in to out. You typically don't do that. You typically have a closed stance like this. But it's not enough. So, and I'm not quoting anyone, I'm just telling you what I've observed over time. If I can close my stance a smidge, not too drastically, because then you start looking like a dumbass, and you've got a nice, right, your club face isn't going to be open at impact. Another way you can keep from coming over the top, like you physically can't come over the top no matter what you do, is by making sure that your shoulders don't do this. Okay? And this is my observation. This may not even be real. But if you can have a closed club face, a slightly closed stance, and you can keep this trailing shoulder from coming forward, I think you have a chance at not hitting a shitty shot. Right? So just stay square. Terrible shot, but it was straight to the left. It was Healy. So let's try to hit something off the proper part of the club face here. Still, I think a little bit Healy. Slightly over the top. There are things you can do to make sure that you can't physically come over the top. And there's some of them that I don't really want to get into. Like, I don't want to move the ball too much closer to the center of my stance, and I don't want to have my foot back too far. I don't want to have my stance too far closed. You know? So that was a result of an open club face, but you can see we were only slightly over the top. And then once you learn that motion, and by you I mean whoever, you would think that you could always come into out. Right, little fade there. That was because it was not off the sweet spot. But you can see the ball's not going a terrible distance. It's not 300 yards, but it's a ball. I don't think I've hit one off the proper part of the club face yet, but you can see none of these are like going off of the hitting area. Not going very far. I don't think I've hit one off the center of the club face yet. You can see we're chronically Healy. Let's fix that. right? And this ball's not going to go very far by traditional standards. But I am intentionally swinging from so that I feel like I'm coming in to out, in to out. Because not a lot of bad things happen when you're in to out. It's the over the top that really makes stuff suck. Right? That was no good. Anyway, you can hit a pretty decent length tee shot just with minimal movement. Like that. There was not a lot of movement involved there. Anyway. Stupid zoom. Dude, I swear. Anyway, let's play some golf. Hopefully I can come up with some funny things to talk about and all of that horse crap. Okay, Hosel Rockets Golf League for this week has got 8-foot gimme auto putts, yellow tees, which are 6,000 yards, Friday pins, soft greens, 11 stimp, hard fairways, calm wind, all of that stuff. Or if we can keep a ball near the fairway, if this isn't one of those courses where everything is lined with trees, we should be fine, in theory. Just a nice, easy, in to out swing. Although I'm not really a proponent of leaving anything on the tee box, I also don't want I don't want to lose a bunch of strokes to errant tee shots. So you really got to pick your poison. Hey Flying Fat Kid, how are you, dude? What is the HRG Rocket Cup? Sorry. I don't know what it is. And if it won't have me up past my bedtime, I'm not opposed to it, but that would really be the only stipulation. Guys, let's try to get something into the fairway here. We've got a pretty short par 4. There's really no reason to hit driver here on this hole at all. So let's see if we can't get something down the fairway with the 7-wood or something. Okay. I don't know what the Ryder Cup is either. I have heard of it. The guys at work are talking about it. I'm sheltered. Okay, that felt heely. Everything's been heely thus far. We'll get warmed up and it'll get better. Yeah, Friar's Head. I play so much in here, I just don't remember any of them. There's some memorable ones. We got to hit 140. We got some wind. It's nice. Let's play some nice, easy golf here. That's actually drawing, which is strange. And we're going to be over in some poop. Hit us a little draw there. Well, hey, 2 teams made up of 4 to 12 golfers. They play match play, alt shot, scrambles, and shambles. What time of day is it at? Uh, 223. 250 down. Let's see if we can hit a nice easy tee shot here. Okay, dude, I hate to make it difficult, but as long as I'm in bed on time, because I gotta work early, I'm game for almost anything. You can see I intentionally tried to come in to out on that. Launch monitor says I didn't, but it really felt like I did. And it wasn't a bad drive. It may have been slightly over the top, but this isn't one of those courses, so far as I can see, that you're going to get too penalized for that stuff. Okay, we're in deep rough. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Let's just get out of here. Got any audio here? Got any birds chirping? Because these videos are real weird when there's absolutely no background music at all. Because I do watch my own videos. Call me whatever you want to call me, but I call it quality control. Because nobody's going to critique you like you will critique yourself, right? I always do this when I'm not warmed up, but I pull the shots for some reason. It's all good. This is a par 5. I haven't quite figured it out, but I think it's one of those things that'll eventually figure out. I can tell you it's probably got something to do with not coming in to out with the iron shots, if I had to guess. That ball was supposed to come out a different direction. We're all good here. This ball's not doing a whole hell of a lot of anything. Let's put it slightly outside the cup. 17 playing 11. There we go, a little bit of ambiance. Another hole that you're really not going to get penalized for being a little offline with driver. That was a low spin something because it dropped out of the air. Guys, I think that was a misread. There's no way you'd have 700 spin from a ball that was essentially right off the center of the face. But we are where we are, and we got 200 yards to go. Not a terrible shot. What do we got? Not a whole lot. Let's just make sure we get over here. Again, there's not much going on this hole. It's relatively flat. That is unfortunate. What happened there? A little bit of HLA. And we took our first bogey on the third hole. I'd say that that's pretty good. Trees on the right. We'll aim to the left. And it'll either go way far to the left or it'll come back in, it'll fade back in. There you go. That ain't a bad little shot. We'll get stuff figured out here. I can see a tee box on the... Oh, okay. I thought for a brief moment that we were aimed in the wrong direction again. Well, it's one of my favorite things. 45. Uh-oh. How far did that go? Quite a ways. Too far. You guys, anyone can figure out golf. It's going to take some people a lot longer than it's going to take others. Okay, double bogey on a 200-yard par 3. Pretty rookie maneuver there. 224. Okay, we got some wide open fairways here. I'd say we can safely hit driver on a good chunk of these so far. High fade. Still says I'm coming over the top. Skibbity riz. Is that what the kids are saying? 77 yards. What elevation are we at? 100 feet. Some of these distances don't make any sense to me. And if the distances don't make sense long enough into the round, you end up with a pretty crummy round, honestly. $320. Okay, 77, we hit way, I think we had exactly 77 to the pin last time, and we hit too far. So let's take a little bit off this. That might be okay, but it still feels a little far. Oh yeah. Good shot, just too far left. Let's see if we can capitalize. Downhill, braking right. And it's over quite a ways. Let's see what we can do here. Good putt. That's unfortunate. Nice straight shot. Deep rough though. No tree trouble. We can get out of here, no problem. It's a par 5. You gotta decide what club you would get out here with. You're probably gonna land somewhere in that vicinity. And then check out deep rough. 162 carry raw, 112 carry in the software, meaning we lost 50 or so yards out of the deep rough, which somehow equates to 20% speed. I don't trust this. There we go. Good direction, decent distance. Nothing to write home about. Actually, that's a really good second shot. Third shot. Just need to go about 14, green soft. Would have liked to have been a little closer than that. We had 3,300 spin. All right. Another bogey. We're doing a lot of things right in this round. We're just not doing enough things correctly to be playing par golf. It's gonna come though. I've been practicing my ass off for over a year. I'm either in the simulator or on the golf course. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. Not a bad shot unless we do that. I was gonna say we should be able to get out. Okay, that is a product of not checking the heat map. Uphill putt, leaking right. Let's aim like over, maybe over here and give it a little bit of sauce. I thought we were going to get out of here with an easy par, but we still got a putt. We got a break here. Just do the best you can. 11 feet. All right, not quite enough. Was it HLA or a bad read? Bad read. This is not bad golf. +5 on the back or the front 9. It's not bad golf. Okay, I'm managing to stay square enough at impact to not hit any nasty slices. It is not magic. I spent a lot of time practicing driver. 70 yards if we can get up close to the pin here. No, I think we got about half the way there. You got to capitalize on those, especially when you hit a 280-yard drive. You've got to be closer to the pin than this. We'll try to get out of here with a par. Got to be closer to the pin though. And now we're looking at a bogey. These are very large, very challenging greens. Maybe not very challenging, but they're pretty big. So let's get our bogey and we'll start the back 9, 6 over. Classic Turbo Talon style golf. Was that even gonna be in the circle? No, okay. We might be getting a double here. You guys can see that we're failing pretty bad in the short game. Sunday, the short game was good, but the long game was okay. It's just a matter of what's firing that day or what's not. .162 to the pin. Let's start checking our heat maps here. The pin's cut into a high spot on the green, and then we're gonna roll right, is what I'm seeing. And we gotta hit we gotta carry about 160. We got a tailwind. Okay, we're gonna have a couple of challenging putts ahead of us, I think. Maybe a chip and a putt. I don't think we're quite on the green. That shot was about 10, 20 yards short, which is weird because we lost 10 yards of carry according to the software, but we had a tailwind. I didn't think we were uphill that much. A lot of stuff to pay attention to. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Friar's Head. Just keep practicing, and eventually what you're trying to achieve will eventually happen. You can see the fairway narrows pretty considerably up in the landing zone, but it's a par 5, a 500-yard par 5. I swear it's always on the par 5s, man. Okay, I cannot tee up, so now I gotta hit a fairway wood. I'm not hitting that off the deck. What do I got here? My 3. Luckily, that's a pretty rare occurrence these days, and it never ever happens on the actual golf course. Thank God for that. Healy again. I need to tweak my stance about a 1/2 inch so that we don't keep doing that. But you can see this hole has just gotten considerably more difficult. We'll take our medicine, we will move on with our lives. We're in the deep rough. The best you can hope to do out of here is maybe a 6 or a 7 iron. And just get out. Ball's gonna wanna go left, let's aim right. Oh no. All right. Yeah, guys, you just got to get out. Like, this hole's not going well. Everything's going to be fine. And then, that wasn't a bad shot, but of course we're going to be pretty penalized. Get up, get as close as you can to the hole, and get out of the hole. Not quite gonna cut it. Let's get a little closer to the hole. You can see that we're eating this elephant one bite at a time, quite literally. Turn the fan on a little. "14 yards. All right. I'm shooting myself in the foot here. This is some not great golf. So we're looking at a triple or a quad here. Rough hole right from the beginning. Right out of the chute. We knew stuff wasn't going to go well. But in this developmental phase of my game where I'm trying to work some stuff out, we don't need a driver here, but we do need a club that can hit quite far. When you're not to the phase where you're doing the same thing in and out, day in, day out, you gotta, I guess the saying is break some eggs to make an omelet. We'll be all right. That was thin, so we might be okay. But the greens, as you know, are soft. Quite a long putt. It's a double breaker. 45 plus 15, about 60 feet here. Looks like we're dropping some frames. Got a par though. I don't think we've had even a birdie look. That's probably going to be a decent shot. It might be on the right of the fairway. Good to go. 250, can't complain about 250. 175 out. I don't want to be in the bunker. I'd rather have to long putt than chip out of a bunker. Crap. Uh, 44, I don't want to hit that high lofted wedge out of here. It's already going to go left. 37. That ain't a bad shot at all out of that lie. Got out of there with a par, even though the approach wasn't that great. Let's do a graphics check here real quick. We're running about 70 uncapped. We got nothing from turning off 3D grass. And quite a bit from turning off, turning the graphics down a smidge. Let's see if we can get a little bit better graphic fidelity, but not murder our frame rate. Probably that one. There we go. What's up, man? How's your sim going? Trials and tribulations? Okay, we've got some semblance of an approach to the green on the left, But if I go to the right, I may be in a bit of tree trouble. It's actually drawing over, and we're going to be hitting out of some undesirable muck over here, but we have a shot at the pin. We won't get there in one shot, but we have a clear shot to it. Deep rough. I don't feel comfortable hitting much lower than a 6-iron out of deep rough. You're probably chancing it even at that with that club. Shankum Birdies says the simulator's great. It's the player that's the terrible part. Yeah, dude, I feel you. Truer words were never spoken. All right, we're still getting some frame drops here. Let's bust down to no 3D grass and go down one more graphics level. There we go. That still might not work. You can see that there's still some stuttering in the replay. I don't know if I can get rid of that entirely at all now that I've cranked everything down. Let's go look at the draw distance. Okay, we're at 5,000 meters default. I think there's some stuff you can do if you hit L. That certainly looks a lot different. Yeah, guys, we're getting some stuttering no matter what I do, so it's just probably going to need to be the way it is. Sometimes there's just too much stuff running. Yeah, I've got this dialed down as much as I can. We got to hit about 90 yards. Installing some shank nets now. Yeah, buddy. I had to do the same thing. All right, we still got some work to do here. Fourth shot on a par 5. Let's see if we can get up close to the pin and either get in the circle or be close enough for a putt. Okay, I don't know if we did either there, but we'll adapt and overcome. No birdie or eagle looks yet. Things just aren't panning out. I wouldn't say the course is overly difficult. Okay, that's clearly not working. I think I'm running 32. I don't think I'm running 64. So I have 32 gigs of RAM and I'm only using half of it. GPU is maxed out. GPU's maxed out. I don't know how much VRAM's on this 3080 Ti, but it's apparently not enough. All right. Bogeys are fine. Let's try to stay away from the doubles. Yeah, we're stuttering pretty bad. I've got some courses just do this and there's nothing I can do. I can turn the graphics all the way down, disable 3D grass. I think I just need to maybe look into another graphics card or bring my, I got a dedicated tower down in the basement for VR that has a 4080 Super in it. I should probably just bring that upstairs. I haven't done anything with my VR headset since it got warm outside, so. So do you mean GPU memory or RAM? Do you mean VRAM or system RAM? Okay, we're up. We got a little bit of wind. No, I'm running at 2160p. Oh, come on. I was like, man, that was a golf shot. Apparently this golf course had other plans. Man, that was a nasty false front. Yeah, it's like 2160 by 2880 or something. Whatever I had to build a custom resolution in the Nvidia control panel for this this 12 by 9 screen. I could go down to 1080p, but it would really depend on how blurry it looked, because there's just some sacrifices I'm not willing to make. Like, do you play at native resolution with low detail? Or do you crank the resolution down and have stuff start to look blurry? And it's really up to the user, right? All right, so that shot was just straight left. Meaning, to me, that means closed club face. Yeah. The thing is about 9 out of 10 broadcasts, it doesn't do this, so I don't know if I want to go down to 1440 just for the 1/10 of the time this happens, because I don't think anybody pays attention to that crap on the screen anyway, or really even watches the streams at all. Let's see here. This is pretty stock. We just need to aim a little bit to the left. Was hoping to get a little more out of there, but that's a good shot, especially blind. Or you're a betting man, huh? I love bets. She is chugging though. Let's see if we can get a stroke back in the next couple of holes. Do we even have a chance? We got 118-yard par 3. If we can put something close, we might be okay. And then 18 is the 4th handicap hole on the course, so perhaps not a great place to try to get a stroke back. Maybe we just play that one for par. What's my 118 club? Yeah, dude, I get what you're saying, but I don't care what you're seeing. I care what I'm seeing. Does that make sense? Like, I don't care if you guys are at 360p. I want to be at the maximum resolution I can run with this projector that I paid a whole bunch of money for. So I do get what you're saying. Random things OKO, is that how you pronounce it, or is it random things SOCO? Says, real question, how much does a setup like this run? I really don't like talking about this stuff, but since you prompted it, I'm going to say we're not counting the thousands of golf clubs I have back here. I'm thinking we're between 20 and 25,000 in. And again, I really don't, that's not my favorite subject to talk about, but I also don't, I appreciate transparency. Okay, if that's even close to the pin, which it is not, so I'm not going to finish my sentence. I was going to say that was a dart and we might have been able to get out of there with a birdie. But now we have to do some calculations and we're short-sighted. We should be fine. Let's just get out of here. And if I can putt this in, probably not with that break. Yeah, we're probably not going to get out of here under 10 over today, but it's been a good round on a really beautiful golf course. So random thing SOCO, okay. Shankin' Birdies says got it on sale. Yeah, tell my wife that. It's got a pretty gross break. Let's just see if we can maybe get this over. Okay, right idea, slightly off the line. So we will be 11 over going into 18, which is okay. We had some trouble in the beginning. We had one blow-up hole, but a good round of golf otherwise. Yeah, so let me caveat by saying you can do it a lot cheaper than this. If you want to go budget simulator, you can get in, get the Square Golf launch monitor. I'm not using it right now, but I bought it to test it out. Square Golf launch monitor ends up being around $800 US. You can get a 1080p short throw projector and maybe try to find an enclosure and an impact screen on your local marketplace. There's all kinds of resources on YouTube for building budget-friendly setups, but that just didn't end up being what this turned into, honestly. It got out of control pretty quick. But I've kind of been a tightwad my whole life, and I retired from the military a few years ago, and I decided to pick up golf last year, and my wife was just glad that there was a hobby I was finally interested in. So she's been pretty good about it. And her car's still right over here off camera. It's not like she lost any real estate. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. That ball at the end of its flight was going like west to east instead of south to north. It was 24 yards offline. I think there was a little bit of wind helping it, but that was pretty crazy how that ball came in there at the end. 140 out of the jungle here, so we probably need to hit like 160. It is a really great hobby, and one of the things about it is you can play it until you're damn near dead in the ground. Like, I can't play football, baseball, basketball competitively anymore. I'm broken, my knees don't work, but I can do okay at golf. Kind of getting to the point where I can beat most of my friends on the golf course. There are a couple that are just too damn good, but we have a good time. That was decent. That was a decent shot. So we needed to go 160. I hit my 6-iron. I'm using these AGX Golf 1-length clubs right now. Super cheap clubs, but I wanted to try 1-length clubs. But carry, you guys can see carry in the launch monitor raw was 175, and then we lost 55 yards due to the lie. It is what it is. I don't know that you would really lose that much out of that lie, but SGPRO picks whatever it picks. And I agree with Shankin' Birdies. If you don't have a bunch of money burning a hole in your pocket, just upgrade it incrementally, but know that every time you purchase something that you don't plan on using for very long, you're probably going to take a loss on it unless you get a really good deal and you're able to somehow break even or turn a profit. I've gone through probably 4 or 5 launch monitors over the last year, and I have not gotten even broke even on one of them. There's always some sale going on where the guy will get a hold of you and say, Unicor's having a sale for that launch monitor right now. They're selling it for this much. Why are you selling it for that much? And just crap like that. It's always something. Okay, we should be in the circle. All right, guys, looks like we shot an 82 on this par 71. Not a bad round. This hole here, I don't know where it was. Yeah, we got a triple bogey here and a double bogey here. Other than that, it was just bogeys and pars. And if you're hitting bogeys and pars on the real course, you're probably whooping up on most of your friends and the team behind you and the team in front of you. Okay, let's play another round here. Does anybody, what do we got questions here? Hey, for golf's sake, how are you? Did you know that I was nominated for a daytime TV award for Best Drama? At the end of that last broadcast, I had half of the viewers thinking I was actually going to quit golf. Yeah, I kind of like this Square Golf launch monitor. For some reason, I keep thinking about selling it and then not selling it. Let's play Flying Fat Kids League. What do we got here? Why is it 2,700 yards? Why is this 2,700? Is this a par 3 course? What is this? Chip off the old rock, open top of the rock. Why is it 2,700 yards? Let's look at something else here. I don't really like par 3 courses. No offense, I just don't like them. Looks like Bogey's Backyard Golf League is the Old Links Open at Bruntsfield Links. Sounds very English or something. So I'm sure the course is harder than hell. 6-foot gimme auto putt. Tee boxes are 6,500 yards. Saturday pins. Green firmness is normal with a stimp of 11. Fairway firmness is firm. Wind is breezy. And the tournament, as you might expect, is at a whopping 150 feet above sea level. Let's see what we got. And it seems to be loading pretty quick. Maybe we can get... We weren't having a problem with frame rate on the last round. We were having a problem with something else. But this is already a lovely looking little course, honestly. Let's have a go at it. We know we're not going to hit that far. We'll probably hit about right there. Okay, I can still see strange things happening in the replay. Just don't pay attention to it or you may get motion sickness. I don't know what else to tell you. $175 to the pin. What do we got here? What do we got? What do we got? That felt thin. I think we'll be short. Bounce up there. All right, wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. 172 carry with this 1 length 6 iron. That's fine with me. No complaints. If you guys got any questions, please let me know. I can't teach you how to golf, but I can teach you how to spend a year's salary on a golf simulator. Feel free to let me know. All right, this one, left, you're dead. Right, you probably still have some sort of shot at the green, but you still could be behind a tree nevertheless. Wind's blowing to the left. Yeah, I'd have been out here yesterday, but my body told me that I needed to lay in bed all day after work and quit playing so much golf. That should be fine. Little fade, but the fairways are firm, so let's see where it goes. Or were the fairways normal? I can't remember. It all just washes together. Nice over the top Healy swing there. 112. If you guys keep practicing, you will eventually become proficient at golf. As I was saying in the beginning of the video, there are tens of thousands of current professional golfers. Will you become a professional golfer? I don't know that. But I do know that you can probably, with enough practice, based just statistically, with enough practice, you can probably get to where you're a proficient golfer, where you can work your way around most courses and not make a complete asshole out of yourself. Get in there. For golf's sake, knew I'd be back. He saw the passion in my eyes. I do love golf. I do love golf. Please fade back, or I'm going to be in tree trouble. Are we okay? Are we okay? I think we're okay. $150, not a bad drive for being at sea level or wherever the hell we are. I can't remember. 150 out of this. Oh, we got a pretty good headwind though. Hey, for golf's sake, ooh, you have a world ranking now. I'll have to get on there and look. That's awesome. Okay, good shot. How would I look that up on SGT? It's this one, right? How do I look that up, boss? Oh, looks like they changed their website. They got Web and Web Plus now. I don't know how to look it up, but I'll keep the window open. That's really cool. That is really cool, sir. Uh, 60. Okay, just straight left. If that was out of bounds, we'd be screwed, but it's just another fairway. Crazy how you can come over the top with such a closed stance. It's at the 5 wood here. Pretty dangerous. Narrow little alley. Man, I'm just jacking everything to the left. Okay, you would never find your ball in here, but we'll pretend for a minute that you did, and then we'll hit our ball. Deep rough, we're gonna need to hit about 125. This is gonna take a lot of power from us. Oh boy, we're getting to where we're getting, like, we're hunting for the pin. It's just, unfortunately, the pin's on the back side of the green and it's kind of screwing us. Haven't had to putt much this round at all. But here we are with a crappy breaker for par. Uh, 212 yard par 3 playing 205, but probably playing closer to 210 with the wind. Let's hit the 7 wood, preferably in a direction that's going to cause the least amount of trouble. I don't like the left. That was smoked. We'll see where it lands. Another golf shot. Boom. Unfortunately, it's probably too far out to birdie, but I will get as damn close as I can. It's barely doing anything and it's downhill. Holy crap, that's sensitive. Let's try that and just hit it nice and easy. Oh man, just didn't hit it hard enough. Don't want to hit the ball too far here. It really necks down. I haven't really been hitting grenades today, so we should be fine. Hopefully we don't have tree trouble. Oh! We might be able to hit through that, move slightly over to the right. .96 with a tailwind, and we're gonna lose 25%. Let's try this club right here. That's crazy that was still so short. Let's look at the numbers real quick. Let's run the numbers. 108 carry in the launch monitor, raw in the launch monitor software, 78. 108 down to 78 is 40 yards, give or take. That's about correct. I'm not going to get too weird with those numbers. And I also heard somebody saying that it might be dynamic now. Which I think would be pretty cool. If instead of saying 25% out of this lie and 7% out of this lie or whatever, if it was actually dynamic. Like if your ball came on a really high trajectory and hit into a bunker, it would be a little bit buried. And the game would actually show that, because right now it doesn't show that very well. Your ball's just, it exists. That's unfortunate. We'll see if we can get it back. 156 with a tailwind. Pins on the back of the green. We do not have a tailwind. It looked like a tailwind for a second. Oh, that would have been so money. Where was that wind? Where was that wind? There was a decision that had to be made there. If you're short on a firm fairway, your ball's going to bounce and it's going to run on the green a long way. So you got to try to not hit the fringe. You want to hit green before fringe. And then you run the risk of kind of doing the same thing either way, to be honest. This is over 16 feet, so I'm maybe a little more break. Still blasted it. That might not even be a gimme. No, took another bogey. That's unfortunate. 2 over after 7. Not seeing any birdie. Not seeing any birdie looks here. I think when I start seeing the most birdie looks is yeah, I don't see a lot of birdie looks on 6,400-yard courses, but once you drop down to about 6,000, 5,800, 6,000, the birdie looks are a lot more plentiful. Okay, everything's going left. It's a really good thing that we have adjacent fairways, because I'm going hard left with everything. You're not getting out of this. I don't care how good of a golfer you think you are. Do we have an out? We have a lateral out. 60 yards there. And it's a par 4, so we're looking at another bogey / double bogey here. It's unfortunate, but pulling that ball to the left didn't help. And then whatever that just was, because we're still up shit creek here. Shots like that make me, I can feel my anger level rising. but I will attempt to keep it under control. 114, we're probably gonna hit a little bit of this tree here. I'll try to keep it low. Okay, let's see if we can get up cozy to the pin. This shot's dangerous because if you hit fairway before green, I tried not to, but it might, that turned out okay. If you hit fairway before green, your ball's gonna jettison across. It's one of GSPRO's many flaws that actually sometimes happens on the real course. Double bogey there. That's what happens when you got tree trouble. I don't like it, but we will adapt and we will overcome, right? 250. Everything's going left. Let's try some stuff here to keep it from happening. No, that's left again. We're probably gonna have tree trouble, damn it. Stay up. What is this, a par 5? We can't get through that, so let's do the best we can here. We can't feasibly get through that. What I'm gonna try to do is hit a runny punch shot here. They've been working outside. They're just not very easy shots. Okay, now we got 140 in, 150 in. I think that was fat. Is it gonna work? I think it's gonna work. Is that the green we're supposed to be on? Okay guys, even after that disgusting shot, we were able to get out of there with a bird. 135. Sorry, you're not gonna get any birdie celebration out of me. On to the next hole. If you can forget bad shots, you can forget good ones. There's a bunker in that general direction. We might have flown it. And we got a bad little lie here. Not short-sighted, but we've got to get the ball up in the air, and we need it to not hit that fringe. I don't know what you're talking about. What birdie? All right, that's about as good as you could have done it. 1721. Okay, luckily that's fading a little bit. Maybe it didn't fade. And we should be able to get out of here. It's a par 4 though, I'll do what I can. 170 out of the deep rough. Let's hit a ball here. It was thick. Guys, that consistency is not there in my golf game yet. We're getting there, but there's your 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 right there that just doesn't work. You take a huge divot, you feel like shit about yourself, but professional golfers are the ones that hit 10 out of 10 shots perfectly. I'm not there. Unfortunately, that you can only make one mistake, and you're already up to a bogey. So let's take our medicine here. This ball's going to break pretty hard. It's over 21 feet. Just take your medicine and go to the next hole. If your ball does not generally go the distance it should go or the direction it should go generally on every shot on a hole, on a par 4 especially, you're probably looking at a bogey. Short par 5, you might be able to get away with a mistake ball. Not 2 mistake balls though. Don't get cocky. So this place in the middle here is legit like inner OB, I think. Do not hit there. What do we do? Hit off the top of the club. That ball went about 100 yards in the air, and I think it's going to be right behind a tree. So we're fine on this shot, but if it had been over another foot or two, we would have had to take a modified type of shot, and that would have been our one mistake for the hole, right? It's a shot. We're closer to the pin. 170's fine. But a par 5, and that ball didn't go, it went approximately the direction I needed it to go, but it didn't go the distance I needed it to go. So I'm probably looking at a par or a bogey here, because my 163 shot is not, out of the deep rough, is not terribly accurate, but I will do everything I can to get up on this tee, or excuse me, on this green. But we might just need to play this hole for a bogey or a par at best, and just kind of be okay with that. Okay, that ball's not bad. Let's see if we can get up near the pin. This is the 4th shot on a par 5. If we can get up near the pin close enough, we'll get a birdie. If we can get up not close enough, we might be looking at a par. I think unless I botch this chip shot, we should be fine, even with that mistake. Okay, you can't do it better than that. And what I meant was par bogey, not birdie par. Not when you're already on your 4th shot. Excuse me. Counting is hard for me. If that had gone in, it would have been a birdie. And it almost did. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut on occasion. Oh boy. All right, let's see if we can get out, or if no, we should be able to get out. We don't need to burn a sim drop here. But we've gone from hitting fadey shots to shots that are going straight to the left. And I don't possess the golf prowess to know enough what is going wrong. It's obviously Healy, but we're hitting the opposite direction now. Pretty good out. It's a par 5 and we got a $180 in with a nasty crosswind. Let's maybe think about landing about in that region. That's a golf shot. Probably too breaky to think about a birdie, but we can certainly look at a par here. It's breaking pretty hard. And it's over 15 feet. I think if I'd have hit that a touch harder, we could have been a little nearer the pin, but hindsight's really very, very good in golf. 190-yard par 3. Let's hit this 5-iron here. My budget 1 length 5-iron from AGX Golf, the best brand you've never heard of. Magnum Tour Edition regular flex graphite shaft. If you're not impressed, I don't know. I don't really know what would impress you at that point. You're unimpressible. You can't be impressed. Get up. Okay, let's see if we can get something tight to the pin and get a par here. Moving at a pretty good clip. Ball's going to want to come out of the lie left, and it's going to want to roll left once it's on the green. and then it's not going to roll left at all in any way, shape, or form. There you go. It's like I'm the weatherman. I'm wrong almost every time, and I still have my job. Let's see here. "10 miles an hour blowing from left to right again." Ball's probably not going to go quite that far. Maybe we can get into this clearing. Okay, sky ball. That will be a costly mistake. Unless it's a short hole, I didn't pay attention. I don't think it was. 218. We probably just bought ourselves a bogey. So what I've effectively done here is screwed up a 350-yard par 4. 16th handicap hole. I'm not saying it'd have been a ringer for a birdie, but now we are looking at a possible bogey. Let me see if I can get this 7-wood to get up where I want it. It's protected by bunkers. Pretty risky shot. Let's just see what we can do here. It's kind of coming back, but got to take those where you can get them, guys. Take them where you can get them. What are we up against now? A little chip shot. We're not in too bad a position. We want to not be down here. We got to get up to the pin. We got to get up to the pin here. 28. So now I've given myself a downhill putt, but I needed to get to the pin. Is what it is, guys. Pretty breaky. This is a 15-footer, so you're talking about that much break over 15 feet. And that was not a bad putt, but because of that sky ball drive, we did take a bogey. Number 16's a little 177 over a pond. On these holes, you've got to just put the pond out of your mind. It's there. Get over it. Hit your ball. It's not even, if you hit the correct club and it goes approximately the direction it's supposed to go and approximately the distance it's supposed to go, the water isn't even in play. So don't let it spook you. That being said, there's nothing preventing me from topping this ball into the water other than I practice 100 hours a week. Okay, I felt the club rotate in my hand. That must have been a little toey, but we're not wet, and we got 38 yards to the pin. You didn't take a penalty stroke. Your life's not over. Get up to the pin. Let's just put this in the hole here. 37 yards. Not a bad shot. However, it wasn't close enough, and we're maybe looking at a bogey. Not a bad break. $11 feet. It's not unmakeable here. Oh my God, did I push it or pull it or? Nope, just a bad read. I left it on the outside of the cup because I didn't want to give the cup away, and instead I gave a stroke away. Much like your old high school girlfriend. Let's see here. .266, the wind wants it to go right. We'll be fine. Straight. I think that was almost exactly where I was aimed. Let's see if we can get a bounce onto the fairway. Not a bad shot. It's nothing to write home about. 245. And now we got 211 into the pin. Let's hit the 7 wood. It's always up to no good. Let's try to... Why would you aim me there? Why would... SGPRO is the strangest little program, I swear. Oh, come back. Not a bad little shot. Judging by its flight path, it was off the heel. Oh yeah, severely off the heel. Let's chip up and see if we can get out of here with a decent something or other. 64-degree wedge. Gonna have to hit this a little firm. Roll right, roll right. And because the ball didn't go on the approach shot, didn't go approximately the distance it needed to go or the direction it needed to go, we are looking at a bogey here. $10-footer. Is a cup enough over 10 feet? Maybe right there. Oh, I'll take that. Okay, 18th hole. We might have time to do that. I think Flying Fat Kids League is a par 3 league. We could probably scream through that pretty quick. Just an action-packed stream today. We should be able to finish without going more than 10 over here. We got OB on the left. And I really hate OB. If there's anything you need to know about me, it's that I hate OB. Okay, there's the classic Shelby slice. And I'll take that all day because I ain't taking a 2-stroke penalty for going out of bounds. Not gonna do it. And you can see everything's off the heel for these woods and driver. We're hitting out of the deep rough and we need to go 112, so I say we need to go about 130 plus here. Ball's gonna wanna go right. We got a slight tailwind. Let's check out this shot here. Feels short. Feels right on target is what I meant. We're braking hard downhill as you hit your ball, not as hard because you don't want it to scream past the pin. The ball slows down and the slope starts to become more, it affects the ball more. So let's see where this goes. We need to hit it about 17 feet a feel. That was almost a good putt. All right, what did we get out of there with? A 77. Scores are starting to drop on the real golf course, and they're starting to drop in the simulator too. The only thing that's changed is I switched to 1-length irons. My handicap on the real course is down a whole point. Just over last weekend, my handicap dropped from 22 to 21 flat. You may not be impressed by those numbers, but you don't need to be. That's my handicap, not yours. Won some money this weekend. Let's go ahead and hit this Flying Fat Kids stuff real quick, and hopefully my wife doesn't divorce me. Stroke play, 2-foot gimme auto putt, 2,800 yard tees, which tells me it's a par 3 course, but I am not sure. Normal green firmness, normal fairway firmness, and the whatever this course is at about 1,400 feet above sea level. Let's tee up the ball on an iron tee, because I got a feeling this is a par 3 course. Is it going to be in the mountains? Is it going to be in Central Park? Is it going to be in an amusement park? Where will it be? Will it be in somebody's backyard? Will it be in a forest? Will it be in a desert? Will it be on the moon Endor? Who knows? Who knows? Is it a real course? Is it a fictional course? Let's find out. We'll find out together, guys. We'll find out together if the damn thing ever loads. Hey, for golf's sake, I'm playing Flying Fat Kids round. I think it's a par 3 course because it's only like 2,800 yards course length. So it's taking its sweet ass time to load though. Top of the rock. Okay. All right, I can get down with this. Let's do a quick graphics setting check. We're running at 80 frames a second uncapped. Nobody cares about 3D grass. Okay, it's a 180 yard par 3. Playing 175, probably playing about 170. So this is not a shot that I typically hit very well, but let's see what we can do here. We got a little bit of a side wind, well protected. I would say if the shot's pure, it's probably going to be in a bunker. I'm just going to go ahead and say that at this distance. I'm not accurate at this distance. I will get there though, I promise. Looks like I pushed it to the left, but we will end up in a bunker. Oh wow, no bunker. Maybe we can get this up sneaky to the pin and get out of here with a par. Yeah, not my favorite. Because for some reason I can convert a par 3 to a triple bogey pretty quick, like without even trying. I would rather play an all par 5 course. We might be able to get this in for par, but not likely at 12 feet. Statistically, it's just not likely. But we'll give it our best shot here. And there we go. And I think it's 2-foot gimmies, so he set this up to be perhaps a little more difficult. Uh, 110 is more my cup of tea. Let's see, what's my 110 club? It's not actually 110. You can see if we go off the back, we're going to be in like a forest. So we don't want to be off the back. It's playing 89 yards, and we don't want to be near the, we want to sort of be near the pin. So whatever your 89 yard shot is, and as you can see at that distance, I am slightly more accurate. Yeah, I need practice across the entire spectrum. I don't want to give this cup away, but I don't want to be in it. Good Lord, could you make this any more difficult? 10-footer. It's pretty flat, but 10 feet, you got about a 50% chance as a professional of making a putt at 10 feet. We'll take it. I think if you ever want to become proficient at golf, you can't say you hate anything. Can't say you hate putting, wedges, irons. You can't say you hate your driver. You can't say you hate par 5s. You can't say you hate par 3s. You've got to just embrace everything that is golf, right? I said driver and then I picked it up. It's because I'm a gorilla. This is going to play 180 into a slight headwind. We've got a sucker pin. I'd say if we can carry 180, we'll be fine. And then we'll just deal with the fallout on the putt. And really, at this distance, probably shouldn't be pin hunting. There we go, we're good now. All right, we're drawing over to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, that was almost a damn golf shot. That was almost a damn golf shot right there. We got a little, get out of this bunker and go home with a par, hopefully. Nope. I'm not sure what happened there, but I hit a lot of damn turf. So we've burned our one mistake for the hole. And now we're looking at a bogey, which is going to erase that birdie we just got. And I think we're still going to have to putt. I didn't think it was breaking that hard. Let's try to pay a little more attention to the break on the green since this is a par 3 course and we're going to spend an awful lot of time putting. Probably need to give a little bit more respect to the break because that ball just trickled over to the left. I wasn't expecting it. Okay, from that mistake out of the bunker, we took a bogey. but I'm pretty sure we can recover. All right, this is an evil little hole, guys. It's playing 182 into some wind. I don't want to be in the water, I know that, but I'm okay with the bunker. And let's maybe aim for a bit fatter part of the green and let the putter do some work. Should be fine on this. These shots don't scare me nearly as much as they did 8 months or a year ago. But there is some chance of this going in the water, right? Okay, I don't know if you guys saw that, but the ball bounced off some invisible wall right here and went into the bunker. Something to do with the way the course was designed or the Unity engine or something. I personally can't stand it, but GS-Pro is the best thing that we have right now. We're short-sighted. Let's just make sure we get out of here. And maybe we can putt for a par, because I don't want to go another stroke up. We're downhill and we're braking kind of hard, but we're over 9 feet. A break like that over 9 feet, you basically just gotta like poop it in the hole from the side here. That almost worked. Another bogey. You can see we're playing decent golf right now. Just not good enough golf to be scratch. 105, I think I got a good club for 105. Shankin' Birdies says Call of Duty is the stupid best game in the world. It's tough to say, dude. I've fallen out of love with Call of Duty over the last few years. I used to put a few hundred hours on each one of them when they released in October or November, but then it just got to be the same old crap over and over and over again. So the pin is on the back of the green. You got to make a decision here. We've got a lot of green to play with, so I'm gonna go down a club. And I'm a guy that only plays multiplayer. Like I won't even, if Steam has the option to not load single player campaign, I don't even load it. I haven't played a single player campaign in years. Okay, that's going over to the left. Are we okay? We're probably fine. Little chip. I have some really fond memories of Call of Duty. Me and my buddies in the military, we used to gather around a TV and play the hell out of that game, dude. Good times, good times. I miss those guys. And then it just got to be a cash grab almost. Okay, we got a little 11 yard chip here. Oh no, I didn't get it up far enough. And I got a breaky putt. Let's see if we can get out of here with a par. Shankin' Birdie says he's done with the Call of Duty franchise and is dedicating his life to Minecraft. This is an 8-footer. Yes. Gotta love those little backdoor putts. He said he's starting a modded Minecraft server, and he's dedicating his life to that. Oh, I missed your message. Sorry, dude. For golf's sake, said he was 197 yard max drive and shot a 75 and a 79. He says he was +3 until he stuffed the second round back 9 and shot +7. Yeah, +7 over 9 holes is I'm familiar with that scenario, sir. If you didn't blow the last 9 holes, you would have made the top 25. What which league are you talking about, or tour? What was the one where you could fly around? Was that Infinite Warfare? That was the first Call of Duty I played with my dad, so I've got some fond memories of that too. But I mean, you may be talking about a different one. But that was the first one my dad got into. Boy, my mom was pissed off. He still plays Call of Duty. I'll bet he's playing Call of Duty right now. She just keeps saying how she wishes I never would have introduced him to Call of Duty. I was like, that dude's he's a grown-ass man. He can do whatever he wants. That might be wet. Let's see if it'll stay up. That is not going to stay up, guys. That's unfortunate. Let's see if it has a drop zone. I don't like that drop zone. Looks like we came through in to out with a closed club face. That sucks. Next option. So if your ball goes into a lateral hazard off the tee, okay, that makes sense. 58 yards, what's our 58 yarder here? Infinite Warfare was so fast paced though, like if you got good at it to where you were just rolling on sheer like muscle twitch, you would kick the shit out of people. You just had to endure it long enough. You had to endure the suck long enough, right? All right, we made a mistake off the tee. That was basically our third shot there. This will be our fourth shot, and we're not likely to make the putt. So that unfortunate ball into the water is going to take us to double bogey. There's nothing we can do about it. It wasn't a small target. I just hit a stupid ball. 27 feet. And we're probably going to have to putt again. That thing really just pissed over to the right. I must not have read it correctly. 4-footer. Let's take our double and get out of here. You guys you can't make mistakes off the tee like that. .159 with a tailwind, tees on the back of the green, but look at this green. It's tiered, so we need to make sure we get up. I'm thinking let's hit a 150 club and maybe be off the back in that bunker. Aw, dang it. Oh, fat, what was that, toey? It was both fat and toey. Nothing good will ever happen. Let's see if we can get up to the pin. If not, we will be looking at another bogey here. Ball's gonna wanna go to the left no matter what we do. So let's aim a little to the right. Bada bing, bada boom. Little 22 yarder. Not a bad shot, but it is not close enough for a gimme. It's pretty flat, probably get in there for a par. Okay, I'm guessing it's do whatever you want day for my keyboard. It's an old piece of crap keyboard. Probably ought to put it out to pasture. Okay guys, still managed to miss that putt. Was it HLA? Nope, it was just a bad read. I don't understand what I just did. I should have just left it in the cup. If you could play a hole again, what would you do? Okay, that sucks. What are we up to now? 5 over on a little par 3 course. That's kind of unacceptable. Let's see if we can get something back. 200 with a tailwind. It's a very back of the green. Very back of the green. Let's see if we can get a 4-iron up there. And then we want to look at our heat map because there may be danger lurking. Yeah, we just need to be somewhere near the pin. There's not too many nasty tears or anything that should get us. For golf's sake, I want to get to where no course is tough. Like I'm too old for this small potatoes shit. Like I gotta get to where nothing's tough for me. Okay, good shot. 4-iron got us up there. We're on the edge of the green. And we just need a decent chip and we can get out of here with a par. Not too many birdie looks thus far. I'm guessing this ball's gonna want to trickle right. All right, you're not gonna make any friends doing that. Pull your head and skull the ball. Now we're looking at least a bogey. And we're downhill now, which is unfortunate. Don't pull your head, guys. Keep your head down, keep your hands forward, or you will skull the ball. Okay, it's gonna make us putt. So we're looking at a minimum of a bogey here. Okay, 6 over. I don't love it. I can feel my anger level rising. Because I know I'm capable of playing better golf than this, especially on these short holes. 164, we'll call it. Pins on the back again, so we really only need to hit about a 160 club. Yeah, your restoration video didn't pop into my feed and I'm a gorilla, so I forgot about it. I am going to watch that while I'm doom scrolling before bed today. I apologize, sir. that's right. Face was open or something. Okay, we just got to have a good chip shot. I would rather hit toey shots than hosel rockets. Let's check out the target and heat map. I can see there's a lot going on this green. Let's try to stay up near the pin. I don't have a read on it, but it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be pretty dang dangerous. Let's get up there though. That's going to be short. I felt the ball roll up the club, so it went high and didn't go very far. And now we've got a brutal little putt. Guys, if you can't, you got to be getting on a green at this distance in one shot, or you're just like asking for trouble. This is going to break really hard to the right. Make sure you get it up. You got to hit it about 40 feet, 45 feet here of feel. And now, after a couple of mistakes, we're looking at being pretty far up after 9, which is unfortunate because this just isn't that difficult. Okay, we got out of there with a regular old bogey. 7 over after 9, not good golf. Not good golf, sir. All right, let's see if we can rectify some of this. I would say this course, the distances for this course are out of most people's comfortable par 3 range, unless you happen to be hitting darts that day. If you and your buddies were playing this course, the majority of them are not going to be on the green, really, probably most of the time. Okay, so that was a disappointing shot because now I'm short-sighted. 185-yard carry 6-iron. It shouldn't hit that far. Oh no, that's slightly disappointing. Let's see here. Okay. We just hit some magical invisible barrier on the side of the sand trap. Let's try that again. There probably ought to be some quality control on these courses, but I think you can just literally do anything you want and upload it. Now we're looking at a double, I'll bet. That's unfortunate. So when you see your game start to tank, it's hard for the average person to not start to kind of get pissed off, but we do the best we can. We control ourselves. We control those animal tendencies. Because right now I want to throw this putter through the back of this screen. This is not a hard course. Double bogey. Not a hard course. Let's see if we can settle down here. We got a ton of golf to play. 118 downhill, 24-6. This is going to play, I'd say we could get on the center of the green with a 190 club. We got this. We're in it to win it. Okay, that's about where I wanted to land. Let's get a putt up near the pin and get out of here with a par. We may have some other chances for birdie. Absolutely unacceptable to be 9 over after 10 holes. Let's see here. What can we do? What can we do? It's a double breaker. Let's just hit it about 30 feet and get it into the cup. I don't even think that's close enough for a gimme. You guys, if you're new to sim golf, something you need to understand is that the smaller the gimme circle is, the closer your score will be to what you would get outside. When you got these 8-foot gimme circles, yeah, you're probably going to be 5 or 10 strokes lower than you are on the real golf course, because that's where you lose a lot of your strokes, is on those stupid little, right? If you got an 8-foot gimme circle, you don't even have to putt in a 16-foot diameter circle. This is going to play high 190s. What did I just hit that other club? If I can get a hold of the 6-iron, I think we could be good. That didn't feel like that shot at all. Let's take a look at the numbers. The numbers add up on the launch monitor and in GS Pro, but that didn't feel like a 159 shot. That's crazy. All right, we're good. Little bit of a sucker pin over here. Don't even think about it. Everything's wanting to go left. 38. That's short. Get up there. Let's see if it's a makeable putt. It is not a makeable putt. Let's get out of here with our bogey. There will be other opportunities. Downhill breaker, it gets a little worse the closer you get to the hole. I don't trust this shot. It's over 13 feet of break. And it was not to be trusted. So now we're uphill. All right, we're really shitting the bed here. Oh, it didn't give it to us again. This is nuts. How's that not 2 feet? All right. Yeah, we're probably going to be lucky to break 90 here. Or whatever, not 90, but whatever bogey golf would be on this course. Let's give it a look here on the scorecard. Boop. Yeah, so if we go bogey 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we go, we're probably going to go 6 over the next 6 holes. Yeah, we'll be right at, which is funny, was be right at a score for like a par 72 course. And this is kind of why I don't like playing par 3 courses, because they make you feel like shit. Are we just playing the same holes over and over here? This looks familiar. Is this the same? I feel like this is like the front 9 is the back 9, but I might be wrong. But if you go, I guess mathematically it doesn't make any difference. But if you go 18 over 18 holes on a par 3, you're still, okay, that's very unfortunate. You're still going to be playing bogey golf technically. Let's see what our options are. Let's hit that shot again to prove we can hit it. I don't need to go very far. I have the right club in my hand. I don't know what happened there. Let's take a look at the replay. I don't know. It felt like a good shot. And that's going to go way left. That's called overcompensating. Oh no. Oh noes. Okay, let's try that shot a third time. Guys, I'm not this bad at golf, I swear to God. Can we just get out of the hole here? Is that going to be another one? No way. Okay, it gave it to us. It's saying the lie is 0, 0. But look at this lie, guys. Where are we going here? What do we got? 47 yards? Oh, so the pin is, yeah, the pin's 100 miles away. I don't know what this is going to do, so just enjoy the show. I didn't think it'd do that. I think that was a hosel rocket. What do we got here? What do we got to do to get to the pin? You guys, I don't think this course is very hard. I don't quite know what's going on here. The greens aren't easy, I'll tell you that. But like, I don't know what it is. It's like chewing me up and spitting me out here. And that won't be good enough for a gimme. What if your off days every day? Oh shit, that was a straight up 10. No, I'm not having an off day. This is fine. 120. What's my 120 club? But the pin is at the back of the green, so let's not hit a 120 club. I don't know what's going on here. Like, this course seems unnecessarily brutal. It shouldn't be, though. It's not hard. Let's get up out of this bunker. Just like none of my shots are going where I think they're gonna go. It's crazy. Like on some courses you can't miss, and on some courses it's like nothing goes the direction you think it's gonna go. Like the putt's short. Oh well. We got a few holes to play here and then it's time for dinner. Oh shit, it's making me putt again. Okay, another double. Oh boy, that last hole got us good. 10 over on a par 5. not 10 over, but a 10 on a par 5 is cringeworthy, but 10 over on a par. Yeah, didn't we go in the water on this one? 10 over on a par 3, not 10 over, a 10 on a par 3 is like the shit nightmares are made of. No way. Dude, no way. How far'd that ball go? 110? Isn't that how far we needed to go? Can we see the HUD? It won't show me the HUD. We needed to go 118 and we went 110. I don't know, dude. 118 went 110. I don't know. Guys, this is just enjoy the show. Just enjoy the show. Huh. It stayed up that time. I think we have 3D grass turned off. I don't think this keyboard's even registering. Is it dead? It's, oh, there it went. It's just delayed. I think we need a new, yeah, the days in the sim are pretty bad because it doesn't, it misreads your drives a lot, and if you can't get off the tee, you're gonna have trouble, right? Okay, just did the walk of shame here. I'm not even, my mind is not even in the game anymore. I don't know what's going on. I can't hit a shot that appeases this golf course for some reason. I know how far my clubs go in real life, so I don't know. Let's just have a good time and finish the round out. We got a few holes to play here still. The putting's been abysmal. Everything's been pretty abysmal. Like, come on, can you just let the ball fall? And the 2-foot gimmies are certainly brutal. Yeah, this is just turning into a circus. Let's enjoy the circus. Let's enjoy this the rest of this round here. We got 3 holes left to go. This is getting up there with like some of my worst rounds of all time, and I was just talking about that in the last stream, I think. I think the worst round that I can find so far that I recorded was like 35 over par. And here we are a year later, and I'm 24 over after 15 holes. So this one might get a rematch too, but I don't know. There's so many of them that need rematches. So I need to hit a 150 club here. We've got a tailwind. This is usually my 150 club, but I can't hit anything the direction or the, well, the direction's fine. It's just the like forward, backward. And that's gonna probably be wet, sadly. No? Okay. Dude, I can't. So that was my 140 club, which is usually my 150 club. And the launch monitor says the same thing, so I can't even blame that. Tough. It's chewing me up and spitting me out, but it's not hard. Oh no, did I just shank the ball? I'm sorry, my mind's not really in the game here. We'll finish her out though. We'll finish her out. Look at that shank, baby. We'll finish her out. Live stream embarrassment. That's what we should rename this one to. Except I think you got to give a shit to be embarrassed. Okay, we got out of there with a bogue. That's good. Bogey golf's okay. 198 to the pin. What did I play on this last time? They're all kind of sucker pins. Let's hit a 5-iron and see what happens, because the distances are all over the place here. Let's hit us a nice crisp 5-iron. I can't see it because of the clouds, but it looks to be right. I feel like that's the same exact shot I hit last time. 165. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's get up there, get out of the round here. This hasn't been a par yet. I don't see any reason why we would start now, sir, but I appreciate the vote of confidence. And you ain't gonna get pars when your ball rolls and defies physics over a cup. Okay, 18, and it couldn't come too soon. Let's hit a 150 club and get out of this round and then forget it ever happened. Use it as a learning tool. And I knew I shouldn't have played it, but I did anyway, like a dumb asshole. Just no shot is good enough on this course. That was damn near perfect. Offline half of a yard. Just no shot is good enough here. It's kind of like your mad old grandpa. He's never happy. Let's see here. Let's chip this into the hole. No. Let's 3-putt this into the hole. This might be a par. Have we gotten any of those yet? Yeah, it looks like we had 1 on 5 and 1 on 11, and the rest is god-awful. Holy shit. Okay. Let's just get it up there. Let's worry about the distance. We got to hit about 9 feet. Okay, we got us a 3rd par, baby. Really, that's a bad score for a par 72 course. And we pulled it off on a par 54 course. There's nothing much to say other than this was a pretty abysmal round. I couldn't put the ball where I needed to put the ball. It's not a hard course. You just gotta kind of get that ball near or on the green on every tee. But other than that, it wasn't bad. It was just, I don't know. You have to follow up a good round with a shitty round, right? When you're a beginner golfer. Anyway, let's see what the chat says. It says nothing. I got to go eat some dinner and get ready for work. Tomorrow work. I don't work tonight, thank God. Get ass out of GS Pro. It's taking its sweet time to shut down. Let's go ahead and shut down the lab software. We love you, lab software. No, it was not a good game, but I appreciate you, boss. Oh, look at Jay's here, everybody. How do you block stuff? Okay, Did somebody say click on the 3 dots by the name and you can do something with them? I'm not seeing anything. I'm not going to kick Jay out. I just want to see how it works. Yeah, I can't see any options. Yeah, somebody said you could click on the 3 dots and boot someone out of a chat. I don't see the option though. Oh, that would have been good to know. Yeah, I'm too lazy to do that. I'm sure you've met me. Way too lazy. And then we need to get a new keyboard. Hey, for golf's sake, I think Jay's actually an AI chat bot. He's not a real human. Let's make sure this is good to go for the next stream. I want it to be zoomed in pretty far. Maybe that's too far. That's probably good. That's a nice little spot between too far and too zoomed in. Yeah, and now I can't read the bottom comment. Swear to God, it's always something. No, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm too lazy, dude. That's not bad. That looks okay. See you for golf's sake. Thanks for joining in, sir. Okay, I think we should be set up for tomorrow's stream. And the good news is that round of golf can't possibly be as bad as that one just was on that par 3. Okay. Guys, thanks for joining in. We had a couple of good rounds of golf and then one absolute dog shit off the handle round of golf. But we will see you probably tomorrow unless I'm too sore, at which point I will see you on Thursday the 25th. All right, guys.